With the ups and downs, 2022 is over and it could have been difficult for some, especially here in Miami. So how did the 2022 real estate market start and how did it end? We're going to talk about 3 factors to consider for this year, and at the end, my overall view and predictions of what I think is going to happen in 2023, so stay tuned. Sharon Colón, your favorite Miami real estate agent here. All right, let's talk about real estate prices in 2022. If you remember, we started last year super crazy with the demand and the market conditions. You actually had to do everything in your power to win the offer. And going back to that time in Miami-Dade, the median price was at $520,000, a 10.8% increase. Then it went up 15.8% all over to $579,000 in June, then decreased a little between July and August, and then started to increase again until November to $550,000. And you know what? Next week I will be doing the last month of 2022, the market update, with the release of the latest data. So stay tuned for that. And if you also remember, the mortgage rate started at 3.22% on January 6th of 2022, and pretty much they almost never stop increasing. And you know, even though it continues increasing, 2022 was on track to be the second biggest sales year ever. So yes, the most well-known city in Florida has proven to be a profitable location for business people with an eye for real estate, for both from abroad and at home. And you know, there are 3 primary factors that we are going to discuss to evaluate our market and to answer some of the frequently asked questions of, you know, how's the market? What is happening? What does 2023 hold for the Miami real estate market? Any crash coming? Well, the first one is the overall market condition. A report published by Actions Miami suggests that the Miami real estate market will hold strong. However, the sales prices of houses could take a hit if mortgage rates keep surging in 2023. While Goldman Sachs thinks that many northeastern, southeastern, and midwestern markets could see milder correction, if any correction at all. In my opinion, in Miami, we have some demand that we could see more now, and I'll come back to this point in a bit. We have low inventory of properties and the prices are still hot. So according to many experts, this year the mortgage rates will average 6% more or less. So that could bring some buyers back that saw huge increases in mortgage rates last year. Now, the second factors we need to discuss is demand. Okay, I was talking about this a few seconds ago, right? And I wanted to come back to this. Well, the demand won't decline. The increase in migration makes South Florida real estate different from other US markets. So we're still low in inventory. Additionally, the increasing number of inbound movers will help avoid a crash in home prices. We're going to see buyers coming back to the market, especially when the majority of real estate experts are predicting lower mortgage rates compared to last year. However, I must repeat this part and be very specific. I don't expect the same craziness in demand as the last 2 years. You know, since Miami is Miami, you cannot compare our market with other markets since domestic and international people love Miami. Investors come here for residential or commercial purposes. For example, office prices and demand in commercial real estate continue to skyrocket. Countries like Canada, Argentina, Colombia, Brazil, United Kingdom, Germany, and others are the top countries that are driving demand to South Florida. And this is not even counting other states that are still looking for South Florida to move. And the last most important factor we will discuss is the home price. Well, home prices are expected to increase in 2023. So according to Realtor.com, housing prices in South Florida will increase by 3.4% in 2023, while Goldman Sachs says that it will increase 0.8% in Miami. They even expect that in 2023, home prices barely fall in places like Chicago and New York, while its forecast has home prices rising in Baltimore and in Miami in 2023. On the other hand, the volume of sales will drop 2% locally, and I need to highlight that these stats are in line with countrywide indicators. Now, let's take a look at the bigger picture. The mortgage rates were increasing, which resulted in a slowed housing market in Miami last year. Now, I quoted a few you moments ago what experts predict for mortgage rates. For example, Realtor.com believes the average mortgage rates will average 7.4%, NAR at 6.3%, Mortgage Bankers Association at 5.2%, Fannie Mae at 6.4%, and so on. I'll say that indeed they could average the 6% in 2023. Additionally, rent prices are expected to keep going up, and this is another factor to consider. But can we expect a market crash in 2023? I don't think so. Again, it's difficult to compare Miami with other markets because we do have so many different factors here that other markets don't. For example, for 2023, Goldman Sachs expects double-digit home price declines in major markets like Austin, like San Francisco, San Diego, and so on. But these markets are the places that the home price correction hit the hardest in the second half of 2022. Now, Goldman Sachs even says that these mentioned markets are overheated. On the contrary, they also say that Miami home prices will continue to increase, not at the same acceleration we saw between 2020 through 2022, but they will continue to increase this year. We're not even taking into consideration all the factors to predict a housing crash in 2023, like inflation, like bank strict rules, unemployment rate, foreclosures, and many others. You and I know that the banks nowadays are stricter to approve you a loan, that the unemployment rate in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Palm Beach area is at 2.2% as of November 2022, and Miami only at 1.5%, which is below the national average with 3.6%, and foreclosures are also below at 1.6%. Nationally, distressed sales represented approximately 2% of sales in November 2022. All right, let me give you what I think will happen this year, like my predictions. And assuming mortgage rate stays in the 6% range and the inflation rate is at a positive rate, stayed more or less the same, I'll stick to what I said a few minutes ago. Buyers returning to the market, but not at the same craziness. Those times are over. I think I say that a couple of times, right? On the other hand, we are staying for a while in a seller's market with low inventory. I will say for another 6 to 7 months. However, not at the same market sellers condition we saw in the past. And for the prices, we will continue with some slight increases and of course eventually like a deceleration. And for the volume of sales, I'm projecting also that they're gonna be decreasing compared to last year. I am very excited about what we are going to see this year and the next 2 or 3 years here in Miami. And so if you're looking for a local expert to guide you, to help you with the real estate process, make sure you fill the form given in the description box below. Or you can also schedule a meeting with me, super easy and fast. That's all for today's video and thanks for watching it. Now, did you know that people are generating daily passive income by investing in short-term rental projects? Well, I have created a video covering the best Airbnb projects in Miami that can help you earn high returns on investment. So click below to watch the video. I will see you there.